and welcome to another episode of Baker's Gonna Bake. Today we are making none other than poke cake. Strawberry poke cake to be in fact. It is delicious and it is something I grew up making with my mom and my great grandma, and I love doing it because you'll see you're gonna get to poke holes in your cake, and I think you're gonna have a blast doing it. Let's get started. For our strawberry poke cake, we are going to need 1 box of white cake mix, and I'm using Pillsbury. You can use any kind that you like. So we're going to go ahead and open this up and follow the instructions on the back. So we're going to set our oven to 350 degrees, and I'm going to grab the rest of these ingredients. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pour in my cake mix into a bowl. And to that, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of oil. I'm also going to add 1 1/4 cups of water. And a little trick with white cake is to use egg whites instead of the whole egg. That way your cake will stay white and won't turn yellow. So I'm going to use 4 egg whites here. Next, we're going to take an electric mixer and mix it on up. All right, next we're going to take this batter and pour it into a 9x13 pan that I sprayed with non-cook spray. All right, my box says to bake my cake for 34 to 38 minutes, but make sure you're following your package instructions perfectly on whichever cake mix you use. Okay, our cake is out of the oven and I've let it cool for about 20 minutes. So next I have a cup of boiling water here in this measuring cup, and I have a small package of strawberry jello that I'm going to pour right in here. It smells so good. I'm going to take a spoon and I'm going to mix this until the gelatin powder dissolves. Okay, we'll set this aside and start to make our cake into a poke cake. Now you might be wondering, why do you call it a poke cake? Literally, it's because we get to poke our cake with stuff. Okay, so there's different ways that you can poke your cake. Now I have a wooden spoon here, so I can poke it with the end of this. I have a large serving fork that I can poke it with, and I have a normal sized fork. This is what my family always used, but I think it'll be fun to experiment and see what it looks like to use different tools. So I'm gonna do 1/3 of it with this and just take it in and go halfway through with your utensil, about 1 inch apart. Okay, and then in the middle, I'm going to use the fork. All right, on the last third, I'm going to use a regular size fork, and we'll see how that turns out. All right, my cake is all poked, so I'm going to take my gelatin mixture and pour it over the entire cake pretty evenly. All right, our white cake just turned into a pretty pink cake, so we're gonna let this chill for about 1 hour before we come back and frost it. So I'll see you in 1 hour. All right, our cake has been chilling for at least 1 hour, so we are ready to put our topping on it. So I just have some Cool Whip here. You can even make your own frosting if you want, whipped cream with a little sugar in it and vanilla, thebomb.com. I'm gonna get a spatula and we're gonna spread it all over the top. This is called an offset spatula, but you can use a knife, you can use a spoon, you can use a spatula, you can use whatever you want to frost your cake. Shh, stop. Honey, shh, quiet on the set. All right, so I have our poke cake frosted, and I'm going to cut it to see the 3 different ways that we frosted it and see our results. All right, I'm back with the results of our experiment. Now this side of the cake was poked with the end of a spoon, and as you can see, there's not much saturation going on from the jello. On this one, it was poked with the big fork, and with that, you can see it has nice ribbons of saturation in there. Not fully, which I kind of like it like this. And then here you can see, wow, this piece has lots of saturation. And this is because we took the small ones and did more holes close together with this, so it was saturated the most. Now, when I was thinking about this, it reminded me about the parable of the sower. And you can find this in Matthew chapter 13, is the parable of the sower. I encourage you guys to go read it because it talks about when you put seeds on a certain type of soil, a certain type of ground, then it's not going to take root unless it's in the good soil. So just like this, if you take God's word and it grows roots, then you're going to be able to produce fruit. You're going to be able to have the true joy that it is to be a Christian. So read up on Matthew chapter 13, the parable of the sower, and enjoy your poke cake. Thanks for baking with me today.